this one... probably helps if I maximize the game. There we go. Alright. Hey everybody. Welcome to Rimworld. It's been forever since I streamed this game, but I've been playing it if any of you have been paying attention to the Discord or Steam. I played this game a lot lately, and it's amazing. One of my favorite games ever. I am not exaggerating. So, what is this game? This game is a, it calls itself a story generator, which is not inaccurate. Basically, it's a colony management game set in a sci-fi setting. It's like, I think the year is 5500, and humanity has discovered space travel. They've started colonizing other planets. This game takes place on what's called a Rimworld, which is like the very edge of humanity's colonization, I guess. So it's a very anarchic, is that the word? Chaotic place. Crazy things happen, not a lot of order, really. And you're setting up colony, you're trying to keep your guys alive and progress in technology, and the ultimate goal, at least in the vanilla game, is to build a spaceship and escape. And that takes a lot of effort. A lot of crazy things can happen in this game, which is why they call it a story generator, because every playthrough is unique. And that is what I appreciate. So, as the stream title suggests, I'm going to be doing a self-imposed, well, I guess not self-imposed. It's a pretty big challenge, a lot of stuff going on, and I'll get into that in a second, but before I do, I'm going to quickly go into the mods that I'm using. Yes, I'm using mods. It's not a lot, it's just, I mean, it looks like a lot, but it's not really all that much. Most people would consider this lightly modded, I think. At least, you know, people familiar with the game. So, first couple of mods here, just, you know, like compatibility, libraries, stuff like that. Interaction bubbles just shows what colonists are doing with each other. Nice little mod. Then we have the color-coded mood bar, which shows like a color indicating how stressed or how happy your colonists are. Very nice. The vanilla game doesn't really do a super good job of showing that. Pick up and haul. Allows pawns to carry more than one object at a time when hauling. Very useful. More than capable. In the vanilla game, pawns will... some pawns, depending on their backstory or traits, will have certain tasks disabled, meaning they can never do them, which not ideal if you have like all your colonists are like bleeding out and the only one who isn't is someone who is incapable of doctoring. So this makes it so that they still hate those tasks, so they'll get massive mood buffs or debuffs if they try to do them, but they can still do them. That's important. We have Prepare Carefully, which allows you to basically customize every single aspect of your starting colonists, which is going to be crucial for this run, let me tell you. Rim Fridge, one of the a good mod, I'd say. Just a nice little mod that lets you build fridges to keep your stuff cold, your food, and keep it from spoiling. Nice little convenience storage thing. Psychology. One of my personal favorites, which greatly expands like the personality and romance and friendship and stuff like that. There's a lot to it, but it's mostly like background stuff for the most part. Then we have all these vanilla expanded mods, which each one adds a decent amount of stuff. Not a whole lot per mod, it's just like split up into different categories. So it looks like a lot, it really isn't all that much. Just adds some more, you know, vanilla flavoring to the game. Oh yeah. Cannibal meals. Which, in the vanilla game, there are cannibal pawns, and you can get human meat. Normally, colonists will get, like, massive mood debuffs from consuming human meat, but there are cannibals who actually get buffs for it, and this mod separates cannibal meals from normal meals, so it's a lot easier to keep your cannibal satisfied. I know, I'm going into a lot of stuff. Show hair with hats, good visual mod. Normally hats just hide hair, which, not ideal. Vanilla hair expanded adds a lot more hairstyles and beards, especially, which is nice. Replace stuff just allows you to replace walls without deconstructing them and building new stuff. It streamlines things. Then, the most important mod in this pack that I have, Cupro Panda's drinks. Adds soda, basically, so we can have Diet Coke. We can make our very own Diet Coke patch. Sort of. Very important. Mint to recycle allows you to recycle clothing. Sometimes raids go wrong. A hilarious mod that, like, sometimes when you get a raid, something will happen to the raiders, like they'll be attacked by man-hunting animals or meteors will fall on them. It's it doesn't happen all that often, but when it does, it's great, and we're gonna need the extra boost in or the extra dip in difficulty, I think. And finally, the mod that this pack challenge is centered around, Thinking Spot, which it disables basically every single thing that you can build at the start and locks them behind basic technologies, like you have to discover fire before you can make a campfire, for instance. And that's a big part of the challenge, because we're going to be starting with 0 text whatsoever. We have to think for a while on how to make fire and how to cook, how to build. We can't even make walls or doors, by the way. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, that's all the mods. Like I said, not a whole lot, but adds some nice, you know, extra vanilla-esque stuff and important things and whatnot. Quality of life, etc. Alright. Sorry if I'm boring you guys, but figure I should be transparent, especially for those of you who are not familiar with the game. We're going to start a new colony on the this scenario that I've made. So, one of the default scenarios, the most difficult scenario, is Naked Brutality, which basically starts you with nothing. You get one colonist who is naked and has nothing, and that is the challenge. It's great. So this, all I've done is make it so that I'm a tribal, so like I don't get any benefits from technology or anything. Research is slower, and that's about it. So, the game lets you choose between different storytellers, as they're called, which basically determine what kind of events and like how the events happen. Randy Random is the only good storyteller because he does everything completely randomly, no rhyme or reason. He's perfect. And of course we're playing on Merciless difficulty, which is as it sounds. Very merciless. And I'm picking reload anytime mode because here's how I'm going to play the game, I think. I'm not going to like reload if something terrible happens as long as I'm still alive. So like, as long as I still have at least one living thing in the colony, I'm going to keep playing. But if I get completely wiped out, I'm going to load the most recent save and try to work around whatever challenge is presented. That's the only time I'm going to reload a save, so don't worry about that. Let's generate a world. What seed should we use? I mean... I have a pretty good idea, but I'm gonna see if chat has any ideas. I know you do. Talking about ants. Of course. Sorry for not looking at chat in the last 30 minutes. I want to keep my thoughts straight and actually get to the action, you know what I mean? Also, welcome back, Cube. Alright, Mark, just for you. Interesting capitalization, but I'm alright with that. Global coverage is 30. Basic settings are fine for this. Pardon me. The world is generating. And here it is. This is the world that we are going to be living on. It's a pretty good system for generating a world, I think. And you see all these factions, or all these other settlements that exist. Nice. Well, hope you enjoy, CJ, because I have been wanting to share this game for a while, and it kind of saddens me to see that nobody else is really into it or has never heard of it. So hopefully this will change that. Anyway, here's where we get to select a spot for our new colony, and that will be this scenario is already difficult enough as it is, so I'm not going to do anything crazy like go settle on an ice sheet biome. I'm not going to survive. Not in Naked Brutality, that's for sure. Gonna get hypothermia before I can do anything. So I'm just going to settle in a forest. It's going to be plenty difficult, trust me. I like to settle in a place with a decent amount of hills and mountains. Maybe not like fully mountainous, but you know, gotta get some space to dig in and you know, get some resources available. So really anywhere in this large hill area is fine. Don't want to start too close to any of these factions, I think, just so I can't get favors from them right away. If you're interested, there's the statistics about the square that I'm about to settle. I just kind of picked it arbitrarily. Go to the ocean. I don't think you could actually... Okay, yeah. I was second guessing myself for a moment. No, the game doesn't let you do that. I think this is the square I picked before, yeah. Or hex, rather. Alright. This is the final screen before you start the game, and it is the most important screen. This is where you get to choose your starting, or, you know, set up your starting colonists, the game actually gives you a bunch of, like, colonists or pawns that are just in the world. You can define their characteristics here as well. Just, you can make other characters that show up later if you want. I'm going to be preparing carefully, as I mentioned before. This lets you customize every single detail about your starting characters, and we're going to need that. Oh, hey Millie, welcome back. So, I'm not too picky about appearance or anything. So I'm probably gonna, like, I might just randomize a little bit. We could go male or female, it doesn't particularly matter. What do you guys think? Male or female starting colonist? In fact, I could just, I could name it after somebody in chat. Why not? Kale or fecal? It could be me, but I don't know how easy it's going to be to get other colonists in the game. I have played this scenario a couple of times, and I know a little bit about the early game, but that's about it. So you do get opportunities to get other people, but it's difficult, as you can probably guess. Anyway. Maybe I will make it me. Just because it is me. And then my friends that I recruit will be you guys. Yeah, I like that. I guess this means I have to make a character who at least resembles me in some fashion. Yeah, if someone would like to help her out with that. As much as I'd love to repeat myself, I do want to also get on with the game. Okay, fine. Basically, it's a colony management simulator where lots of crazy things happen, and you're just trying to survive. And this challenge, I have 0 starting techs. There's basically nothing I can build. I just have to sit in a spot and think for a while until I can build basic techs like fire and walls. You'll see. It's great. Anyway. That is hair color. I did make myself before. I wonder if I can just kind of... Oh, hey, that worked. So that's me. This is a character I made a while ago to resemble myself for this kind of challenge. Yeah, no problem. I do want to change my hairstyle because, as you can see, I've made a very important change. Kind of wish I could rotate from here, but oh well. I don't know if there are a lot of male hairs with ponytail. But there are a lot of styles thanks to that mod. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or... That depends. Does anyone else have a ponytail? I'll just go with the brief ponytail just because it is definitely a tail. I am still 28, and yes, chronological age is 89. The reason there is a distinction is because there are what's called cryptosleep caskets, which basically you can cryogenically freeze people. Chronological age is how long the person has existed. Biological age is how old they are physically. So, I'm 28 years old. I've been in cryosleep for 61 years, according to this. That is what that means. Anyway, I still have my Rev's name as my actual name. I'll stick with that, sure. So the backstories, I'm probably going to change some of these just because I have a very specific character in mind, or at least some aspects that are not reflected well here. So backstories, I don't know what I want to do exactly for backstories. I just want specific skills. And the two most important skills that I've figured for this playthrough are plants and intellectual. The reason for that is, at the start of the game, you're going to be relying on plants that are like wild plants for food, and you don't want to botch your harvests, which you can do if you have a low skill level in plants, and that means you just completely waste it. Intellectual, of course, is the skill you use for research, and the faster you can research in the beginning, the more likely you are to advance. Maybe I am an actual rock. Anyway, I'm going to be looking for backstories with skill bonuses in either plants or intellectual. And I'll try to pick stuff that fit me a little bit. But some of these are pretty outlandish, so... let's just start with intellectual, because that's probably more likely to fit me. And of course, the very first option is accursed child. Jeez. Awkward nerd. Perfect. Oh yeah. The game doesn't exactly expect you to pick certain backstories for just any character sometimes, so some of them will just have... Some of them don't have, like, the name that matches, or, like, the variable name, so they'll just have the name that was originally there. I am not Dave. This is a fixed version, which is slightly nerfed. Or wait, no, slightly buffed. Screw it, I'll just pick awkward nerd. Perfect. Adulthood. Let's see if I can get one for plants on this one. Drunken monk. Some of these are very interesting. Not guaranteed. The backstories are not guaranteed to fit each other. So, like, the first one is talking about how I'm fascinated by machines, and then I could also pick, like, say... The loner is talking about, oh, tribal stuff. Which I guess that I guess you could consider that possible. Like, I mean, this is a world where there are so many, like, there's a huge gap in the variety of tech levels. So you could be a tribal who's interested in machines and has the means to study them a little bit. Low-wage worker is surprisingly fitting and broad. Oh yeah, some of these also disable, or well, it says they disable various things because of that, because of the more than capable mod. It just means I hate that work type, which actually is not incorrect. Because wardening means social. So I hate doing social things. That's extremely fitting. Alright, you know what? We'll go with that. Alright. That is my backstory. Let's move on to skills next, since we're kind of already there. Clear skills. These are the skills that my backstory has given me to start. So, 5 intellectual, 7 crafting, 4 plants, 1 construction. I can technically tweak any of these skills however I want. Like, I can just go ahead and give myself max plants if I really want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say 10 is my limit to start. I mean, you're not wrong, but this is an alternate universe anyway. So yeah, like I said, plants and intellectual are going to be the most important skills starting out. I'm going to set both of them at 10. I'm going to give myself a burning flame of passion in those skills, which means those skills will train much faster. You can either have no passion, minor passion, burning passion. No passion means it's like 35% speed. Minor passion is 100%, and then burning is like 150, I think. So that's probably how we should do that. Crafting basically governs any kind of crafting skill, like tailoring or smithing, anything like that. I'm just going to leave it. I might give myself a minor passion in it just because it's not going to be super important early on, but it's nice for making better quality weapons and stuff. Okay, Diamond. It's hard to explain. In real life, I'm very quiet and reserved because I don't like to talk to people. But I do like meeting new people on the stream and getting, expanding the community. Not just because, numbers going up, but because, new people, new experiences. It's weird. I guess it's because it's on my terms that I'm okay with that. I don't know. It's complicated. Psychology is complicated. Anyway, as for the other skills, shooting and melee should be self-explanatory. Shooting is ranged weapons, melee is melee weapons. Shooting is not super important early on, at least not as much as melee. I just realized the cursor is not being shown. I'm going to change that. Should help me point some things out. Actually, Mark. Actually, I've had a few friends like that. In fact, I currently have a couple of friends like that. It's an ordeal. But I've learned a lot in dealing with people. Despite my protests. Anyway. Forget about that. I'm actually going to go ahead and give myself some skill in melee just so that I don't die if I run into a melee encounter. Not a whole lot, but that should do it, I think. Construction and mining surprisingly aren't all that important early on because, for one, you can't even build anything. Like, you can build roofs, that's it. Not until you research walls and doors and stuff. So, I'm not going to worry about that, I'm just going to leave it. Mining, you can mine, but there's not a whole lot of point to it because you can't do much with the materials, and like you can't put stuff in the rooms that you dig out, so I'm not going to worry about that either. Cooking, can't do much with that early on either. Animals is somewhat important. I'm going to set my skill at 6 for the sole reason that I've had a wild man spawn on my map both times that I tried this scenario before, and you need a skill of 6 to tame them and turn them into a colonist. And wild men are just... they're basically animal humans. They act just like animals, but they're humans. That quad again. Anyway, level 6 with animals. Crafting. Artistic is like... it's literally just making art. Not really important, however... a really good artist can make your colonists happy. So I'm not going to worry about that just yet. But it is a nice skill to have just for that. Medical, of course, is how good you are at patching up injuries. And I'm going to give myself some skill in that because, you know, it makes things easier. Less likely to die from an infection or simple bleeding injuries, stuff like that. Oh, you know it, Wombat. Also, hey. You know I'm a masochist. Social, leaving that firmly at 0. Technically, this is putting me at a disadvantage because the social skill is mostly used for trading and recruiting prisoners into your colony. And if you get like a hostile raid, sometimes you won't immediately kill them and you can capture them, imprison them, and then slowly convert them to your side, essentially. And social skill helps with that. That is going to be one of the only ways to get new colonists early on. So having a high social skill would help. Not crucial, but it is helpful. However, since I'm me, I'm not going to have any social skill whatsoever. Anyway, that should do it for skills for now. One of the kind of less skilled, but just super min-maxed, which is kind of what we need for this challenge. Alright, moving on to... actually, before I do traits, I'm going to do psychology real quick. I think that I said all this already, and that was saved with the template. That looks about right. Laid back max, yeah, that's me. Kinsey rating of 3, that's also important. That's basically... the Kinsey rating is like a scale from heterosexual to homosexual. I'm going to be firmly like straight down the middle bisexual because being in a relationship makes your colonists happy. So I'm going to give myself as many options as possible. And it's not too far from real life either. So there you go. Small detail. Might not be important, but you never know. So traits. I'm gonna drop sedentary for the sole reason that move speed is reduced. That's gonna be a problem. Iron-willed is nice because it means I'm gonna break less often, and mental breaks are when your colonist is stressed enough they might just kind of wander around sadly for a while and not do anything, or they might just go berserk and start breaking things or hurting people. Yeah, you don't want your colonists to be sad. And because we're going to have no technology or any luxuries whatsoever, it's going to be hard to keep mood up, so that's important. Night Owl can also help with that, because as long as you're awake at night, this gives you a boost to your mood. If you're awake during the day, it gives you a debuff, but you can always set your schedule to make efficient use of that. I think there is one other trait I wanted specifically. There is a Masochist trait, I will tell you that much. Which literally just gives you mood buffs for being in pain. I'm tempted, but that will give me way too many traits, I think, serving the role of keeping my mood up. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of interesting traits here. Pardon me. I might even go with Brawler, actually. Gives me buffs to melee skill, debuffs to shooting, but makes me unhappy if I have to use a ranged weapon. Which I won't be using a ranged weapon early on. However, if I ever have to hunt, then this, and I don't have any other colonists, then Brawler would be a detriment. Before I made the decision to make myself me, I was going to use the Jogger trait, because that gives you a pretty sizable boost to move speed, and you're going to be running all over the map collecting berries and stuff, so that's a huge help. But I don't know if I could justify putting that on myself, on a character representing me. Yes, Mark. That is in fact the Masochist trait. You know, hard worker wouldn't be too unfitting. I mean, I know I'm lazy, but when I get into a task, I do kind of go hard, so... And it would be generally helpful, just, you know, global work speed, that helps for pretty much everything. There are a lot of traits that would fit, I think. Also, I'll have you know that nudist is a trait. Open-minded. Oh yeah. So like, normally a trait like ugly would give everyone else like a lower opinion of you, but if you're open-minded, that doesn't affect you. Kind of a minor thing, but nice to have if you have a bunch of ugly colonists. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with hard worker. Alright. So, With this setup, I'm going to be very unlikely to suffer a mental break, which is important because I'm going to have a lot of debuffs from, like, sleeping outside, eating without a table, in some cases eating raw food, or being in darkness. Although I think the Night Owl actually negates that from being in darkness. Yeah. Alright. I think this is everything. I think we can finally get into the game now, after an hour. Yeah, Diamond, for some reason, people just cannot stand eating without a table. It's like one of the cardinal sins of Rimworld. And you're not going to be able to build a table for a while in this particular challenge, so gonna have to deal with that. I don't know if I can handle that. Anyway, I'm going to save this preset so I don't have to do anything again if something catastrophic happens. There we go. I think that's everything. Yes, I have a block clothed. Specifically for challenges that don't involve naked brutality. Anyway, let's finally get into the game, shall we? Oh man. It was supposed to be a minor surgery, just an hour under anesthetic. You felt totally safe. Now you've awoken inside a drop pod, punching through the atmosphere of a distant Rimworld. Aside from a slick of mysterious goo all over your body, you are totally naked. With no preparation, no supplies, and no tools, can you survive? Okay. So there I am. There's me, Blasad Figui. I am designated as a hermit. So you can go through the different tabs, see my skills and my, passions and whatnot. There's my needs. You see a bunch of mood stuff here. When these bars go down, I get bad thoughts. Health, no health conditions. Good. No relationships, also good. No gear, surprisingly. That shows, like, if I'm in combat, what kind of stuff is happening, and then there's the psych tab, which basically shows my personality. I like how at the bottom it's just not cool, and that's it. Not inaccurate, but yeah. Who knows, Diamond? Ah, dang it, you're right. I don't have any limbs. That's gonna be a problem, I think. Nah. The art style in this game is rather simplistic, which works to its benefit, I think. Anyway, that's enough about me. Here's the map that I started on. And you can see there's some, like, ruined buildings around, which are, I guess, just remnants of a past civilization or something. Most maps have them, and we are going to be using one. Probably this one, actually. This is nice. Since I can't build any walls or anything, it's nice to have a starting shelter. Even though it still counts as outdoors, it's, walls separating you from death. Kind of important. But there's a variety of animals as well. We won't be messing with them. It's going to be a while before we can hunt, and taming takes up valuable food. Here is going to be our lifeblood for the next several months in-game. Berry bushes. You can harvest berries from them. That's going to be all I'm going to eat for the next however long I just said. There's also wild heal root, which is basically medicine. I don't think I need to focus on that just yet, but it'd be nice to have a few, I think. There's some yaks. As you can see, it's kind of like a cross-section of the ground. So, like, here are the mountains and the hills. I can dig into them if I wanted. And I like doing that because, you know, it makes use of space. It's on the map. You can get resources by doing that. There's various metals, steel. Yes, you dig steel straight out of the ground. I can't explain that, but that's just how it is. There's some gold over here, some uranium. Very nice. Of course, we can't do much with that just yet. Oh yeah, there's also compacted machinery. I guess it's all supposed to be like stuff just from humanity, just scattered around, remnants. I don't think there are diamonds, unfortunately. Alright, see you, Wombat. So, alright, I think we've got a good a good grasp of our starting situation. I think we'll set up shop right here. Nice, convenient, central location. And it's nice to be in the center because raids and stuff will spawn on the edges of the map, and if you happen to be on that edge, then there's not much you can do to prepare. So, this is all the stuff that I can build. As you can see, it's kind of limited at the moment. Like, very limited. You can, of course, queue up orders, but most of that isn't helpful at the moment. Alright. I will not be offended if you crash on us, Mill. So, to start, I will zone up building a roof over this structure. And there too. I can put a sleeping spot in the corner. That's just a spot where I can sleep. Can't build any beds yet. And then a general stockpile where anything that I find that I decide to haul back, I'll just store it all right in here. Allow all, but I do not want human-like corpses. Because seeing corpses tends to freak people out. Unless you're a psychopath. Oh yeah, there's one other thing I need to build. And that is a thinking spot. Literally a spot where you can think. This is how you get your early research done, which allows you to do anything. Here's the research tab. There's a lot to research, as you can see, and it goes all the way up to, like, you know, all this freaking bionics and EMP cannons and vitals monitor, and of course your starship stuff. We're miles and miles away from that. This is where we're starting, primitive technologies. As you can see, even the most basic, rudimentary concepts you have to research first. And deciding what to go for first is a very difficult and important decision. We have fire making for fires, which surprisingly not all that useful early on, I have found. Like, you can make a campfire, you can't really do anything with it, though. It's just there. You could make torches, though, but that doesn't help us because we're a night owl, and we don't care about the dark. So I'm going to skip fire. for the time being. You have to research walls, and that's going to be an important early research because this structure is considered outside even with a roof until you close it off with walls and a door, and that requires the research for it. Butchering is important if you want to hunt, so you can actually get meat off of the corpses. You can eat corpses without butchering them, but it makes your pawns really upset, so probably best to stick with berries. Crafting leads into a bunch of other technologies, so I might go for that first. Then of course there's also burial rites, which will let you bury corpses. Not very important early on, but if you end up with a dead colonist, your other colonists will get sad if you don't bury them, so that's why that's there. Then we have roads if you want to build fast floors. Don't need to worry about that right off the bat. So either crafting or walls are what I'm going to go for first. Oh yeah, herbalism is important too. I think that lets you plant food, which, I mean, that's pretty important, but you can live off of berries for a while if you don't have a big colony. But Mark, wait. If you're capable of feeling sad, then you're not dead, so you want to be buried alive? Let's not think about that. So, walls or crafting, unless I want to go straight for herbalism, but I probably won't. You know what, I'll just do walls first. Research. So, let's actually run the game. First thing that my guy is going to do is run over and start building the roof, which takes a minute. You can speed this up, thankfully. Up to this fast. And the roof is finished. I am currently researching now. As you can probably guess, the thinking spot is extremely slow. Pardon me. It has a speed factor of 25 at the moment. Base value is 35, but that's reduced further by being outdoors. So as you can see, getting an enclosed indoor space is important for multiple reasons. I don't have any food, so maybe I should prioritize getting food. I've heard that's pretty important. So what I can do is designate these berry bushes to be harvested. I can then right-click and manually tell myself to prioritize that, and then I will go over and do that. Doesn't take too long, but that's because I have decently high plant skill and also I'm on super fast speed still. There we go. I got a nice 14 berries. That's good for that's like just under 1 meal's worth. I believe it takes 20 berries to fully fill the food bar. And each berry plant gives 5 to 8 berries. So getting food early on is going to be kind of a lengthy process. But yeah, most of the early game is going to be spent just researching and gathering food. As you can see, I've taken a break to do some cloud watching, because recreation is a need. And if that drops too low, you get some penalties. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm an odd owl. I don't want to be in the daytime. I am so sorry, Millie. I'm going to take care of that schedule thing. So you can set schedules for your pawns. As of right now, I'm set to sleep between hours 22 and 5. That's not ideal For a night owl, I believe it's 11 to 18 is when you want to sleep. And currently I should be asleep right now. But who's counting? Now, one thing I've been having problems with in this particular playthrough is telling my guys to eat. They don't seem to want to eat berries by themselves. I wonder if that's because of the food restriction. Yeah, you can micromanage a lot of things, including what your colonists eat. I mean, berries are in fact in the list. I don't know. Maybe it's just... Maybe the game considers it a last resort sort of thing? I don't know. Anyway, you get mood penalties for being too hungry, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell myself to eat these berries. There we go. We've got some boom rats roaming around outside. Now these are interesting creatures. Either by deliberate genetic weaponization or as an unusual defense mechanism, these rodent-like creatures generate a powerful fire-starting explosion when killed. Makes you wonder how such a creature can survive in the wild, even. But, yeah. You don't want to mess with these. Not very dangerous in a fight, but when you kill them, they explode, so you don't want to... you don't want to fight them in melee at the very least. Huh. I wouldn't know anything about that, Mark. Soundtrack's pretty nice in this game, I gotta say. But yeah, as you can see, despite having terrible living conditions, I am feeling pretty happy. Well, okay, unless the negative modifiers start piling up. The reason I slept at night is because I am tired. Eventually my schedule will adjust to the schedule that I set, but that will take a little bit. While we wait, I'm going to queue up some more bushes for harvest. Here's a bunch. So when I wake up, I should go straight for the bushes, I think. Yep. Gonna haul all of those back. Nice. It's a good collection of berries. The berries will keep for 14 days, so we don't need to worry about them spoiling. However, if you get more perishable foods like raw meat, you do want to put those, like try to put those into a cool place and or eat them as soon as possible, because they will spoil very quickly. So, still working on that wall of research. I am about 1/3 of the way there. Yo, an anonymous cheerer gave me 100 bits. Nice, thanks, whoever that was. We've got a meteorite as the first event for this series. So just a meteorite of compacted steel just struck the map right over here. Interesting. I don't think I'll be messing with that. That is a nice ghost. I like that ghost. And then immediately following that, we have an eclipse. This isn't a big deal unless you've got solar panels, in which case you're not generating any power, but it is not even affecting us right now, so that's fine. Anyway, yeah, a lot of the early game is going to be like this, just sitting around waiting for research and stuff to happen. I guess I could look around and see if there are any other berry bushes close by. One thing to note is that the bushes will, well, plants in general will all have a percentage grown, and the lower that percentage is, the less the yield when you try to harvest them. That one is just fully ready to harvest. But yeah, you don't want to harvest berries, for instance. What happened here? There's a dead gazelle. I think this fox just killed this gazelle because it is injured. Oh yeah. I didn't think foxes would hunt gazelles, but alright. Yeah, this kind of stuff happens just randomly out there. I think I'll queue up anything that's ready to harvest as harvestable. Oh, I guess I just harvested that. I don't want to do that too much, though, because that'll take away from my research if I'm running all around the map. Yeah. Oh, where did I go? Oh, there I am. Though I think for more complicated projects, I do in fact need a research bench, which is one of the... Yeah, methodical research unlocks the vanilla researches and the ability to build a research bench. Blah is slep. Oh boy. We've got a heat wave. These are extra fun because you don't have any protective clothing or coolers or anything. The temperature's gonna get up to like 110, 120 degrees. And heat stroke is a problem. So, I'm not sure how to deal with that. I don't know if there's any way, like, I can actually deal with that on this map. What I might end up having to do is moving, like, to a different map. That's another thing you can do in this game. You can form caravans. Like, alright, here's my settlement. I can click Form Caravan, add myself to that. I can take all my berries. I could move to, say, this location. And then I will gather all my stuff and start moving there. Once I click Accept. Now what I can do is just abandon my current settlement, since there's barely anything here. And, you know, I think, I'm not too sure on this, but I think heat waves and events like that are localized only to singular maps, so even if I were to just move one tile over, there wouldn't be a heat wave there. Either way, it's worth a shot, I think. You know, water doesn't actually make a whole lot of difference. There's no, like, water need or anything, and, like, if you settle on a river, you could have the option of building, like, water wheels and stuff for power generation, but other than that, not really much use for it, to be honest. Yeah, no. Some things in this game are just abstracted like that. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and move. grab the berries and head on out. Wait. Oh, okay. That was him putting it in his inventory. I don't know where Naked Me is storing those berries, but probably best not to ask. Anyway, off I go. I hope you weren't too attached to this map because we're leaving it. Actually, hang on a second. I just remembered. This area right here, you can see there's just this big structure, and we don't know what's inside it, so it's obscured like that. What these are usually is what's called an ancient danger. They'll have stuff inside them. In this case, it's probably going to be... There's going to be some cryptosleep caskets, which will have people in them. Not always friendly, but they've been asleep for, you know, probably thousands of years. Also inside here are some hostiles, like either giant insects or mechanoids, stuff that is going to kill you when you open it up. There's also going to be a lot of treasures, too. Some rare items, some high-value weapons, stuff like that. Before I leave the map, I might just want to see what's inside there. Hey, Wombat. You're about to see me do something fun and risky. So, if there's any treasures in here I can just real quick grab before I head off the map, then I will do that. Yep, confirming that this is in fact an ancient danger. It auto-paused. So, when I hit the spacebar to pause, it resumed, giving me slightly less time. Alright, what's in here? 6 cryptic sleep caskets. There's a Lancer, actually 2 Lancers, 3 Scythers. Now these are all basically killer robots. Scyther, for instance, yeah, basically their arms and legs are blades, and they will stick them through you. Inside, though, we have an Archotech arm, which is basically a bionic arm that's, like, so advanced, we don't know where it came from. So if you have a good enough doctor, you can actually attach this to a colonist, and they will have a super awesome bionic arm. However, we are not capable of using it. Here is some Luciferium, which is a super rare, super powerful drug, and also super addictive. Basically, it gives you superpowers, but makes you go crazy if you don't have it every now and then. So, not touching that. Over here is some Glitterworld medicine, which is the best medicine in the game, but cannot be manufactured, and exceptionally rare. It's not terribly useful, though. At least not to us. So, I think I'm just going to get the heck out of Dodge. I'm not even gonna try. So here's hoping I can get out of here before I get blasted to smithereens. Oh yeah. So the Scythers might just have blades, but the Lancers have guns. Charge lances at that. So... Ah! That comic. Zeke showed me that comic. I think that the one that you're talking about is that one. It's, really, really well done, actually. Yeah, that is the one, then. But yeah, even if you don't understand anything about Rimworld, it's a really deep and dramatic experience, and it's great. Anyway, let's see if I can get out of here. I'm still forming the caravans, so I think I'll just automatically try to run off the map. There I go. They're faster than I am. Oh yeah. Speed 4.7, speed 3.46. I didn't consider that. This is probably worst case scenario. Yep, I'm just dead. Alright, good game, everybody. So this is what I was talking about with the reload shenanigans. I thought I would take a chance by looking in the ancient caravan or the ancient danger to see if there was either anything important or, you know, not too crazy. Maybe something super close to where I opened it up and I could just run in and grab. I didn't think that the mechanoids would be this fast, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Maybe I'm just not gonna do that again. So I'm gonna load the latest autosave, I think. Also, here's my off-stream attempt at this challenge, and as you can see, heat waves were a problem then too. Most of the rest of these saves are from other games that I did. Go ahead and enjoy some of these some of these file names. Newt. I believe that was when a penguin self-tamed, and I got a penguin. But yeah, load the autosave. As you can see, various things happen in this game. I believe the story behind that one was, alright, it was a game where it was an ice sheet biome, and a single colonist. There's another similar challenge, but not quite this extreme. I believe there was a thing where I got a notification that someone who was actually the father of my main colonist was a prisoner somewhere. And I made it an effort to go and try to save them. And that was where that save came from. Also, what is your question, Mark? Okay, so the save was made before the heat wave became an event, but after the eclipse. So I am now watching the eclipse. Oh yeah. The beauty meter. That is how good the environment is. And spending too long in a beautiful environment, or long enough, will increase the bar and give your guy a happy thought. But if you're in a super ugly environment, then it'll go down and you'll get sad about it. Those are cryo freezies, yes. If I were to open them, a bunch of people would come out and I think they're usually injured. Sometimes they're hostile towards each other. Sometimes they're hostile towards you. Sometimes they're just unaffiliated, and if you bring them in, patch them up, they might join you. You never know. Anyway, back to normality. There is no heat wave. I don't know if there's going to be another one, or if it's different because I reloaded the save. Who knows? No, this is definitely different. Cargo pods. These are always nice because basically sometimes you'll just get random items crashing onto the map. So here we've got 40 units of musk ox wool, which I could use to make clothing and stuff if I had that technology, which I don't. Still, it's something, so I'm going to want to hold that back when I get the chance. Squirrel. Oh, yeah. Yes, a squirrel. They just kind of do whatever they want. Now, the unfortunate thing about having a base that is not indoors is animals can wander in. Sometimes they'll steal your food. I'm a bit concerned about this boom rat. They can technically graze to feed themselves, but sometimes they'll just eat food that's sitting out anyway. You know, I tried that once during another Naked Brutality scenario. I was like, this is a squirrel. I could just punch it to death and eat it. Well, I did, but it injured me, and it got infected, and I had no way to deal with the infection, and I died. I died because I got scratched by a squirrel. That's how brutal this game can be. So I'm not doing that unless I'm desperate. Having myself a snack before I get back to thinking about how to build walls. Should probably go find some more berries to harvest at some point. There's a few. In fact, these are both nice. One thing you can do, double click the berries, and it highlights all other berries on screen, or all berry bushes, that is. Really handy for finding more of them. Not all of them are bearing berries at the moment. Berrying. But yeah, I'll go and harvest both of these. That one too. And that one's 98, that's good. Yep. That should do me for a little bit. So whenever I feel like it, I'm going to run out and... What the heck was that? Something screamed. That's a fox that hunted the gazelle. Might have been like, oh yeah, that might have been it. A cougar hunting like a rat or something. Where are you going? Don't cloud watch right next to the cougar. You have a death wish, Sadfigui. There we go. That's a much more suitable place. It does, for now, until it decides that it wants some of my tasty meat. And yes, animals will hunt you down if they decide that you are their next target. At least some of them. Like, this fox will not try to hunt me because I am too large for it, but the cougar definitely. There are also bears. I don't think there are any bears on this map, but you know. Maybe. Yeah, it doesn't happen that often. Like, usually there are enough animals on the map that they'll just decide to go hunt something smaller instead. Unless you're on, like, an ice sheet or something where there aren't very many animals, period. I need to relax a bit. I'm about 2/3 of the way to finishing walls. Oh, more cargo pods, huh? Rice mash. This doesn't exactly help me. It's not edible, it's basically just you ferment it to make alcohol. And I do not have that technology yet, so I mean, might be worth hauling to trade. I don't know if people will buy rice mash. I don't know. What? Gutworms? Where did that come from? Oh, Lord. Okay, well, it's not a terminal illness. It's just gonna give... It's gonna make me... It's gonna give me pain, and it's gonna make me hungry a lot faster. I guess I mean, it would have to be the berries. It's literally the only thing I'm eating. This is gonna stick around for a while. That's unfortunate. So what I could do is try to harvest some of this heal root and use that. I don't know how well that'll actually work. Maybe it is tapeworms. Okay, so because I'm injured, the game is going to prioritize bed rest over basically everything else. We don't want that. In fact, I should go ahead and set manual priorities. I want to get firefighting, patienting, and doctoring up there, as well as basic, I think. Prioritize plant cutting and research. That's basically all I need to worry about. Oh yeah, clean is at 4. I'd probably also put hauling at 2, come to think of it. Yeah. So don't worry about cleaning for now. Alright. So what I'm going to do is self-tend on. There we go. Tend to self. Gonna grab that herbal medicine, stick it into my gut, and hope for the best. I don't know what benefits exactly tending gives you for stuff like this. I guess it makes it go away faster? I don't know. But these illnesses last way longer than they should. I don't know if these tend to get worse. They just have effects that make it harder to be. So yeah, I'm gonna be consuming a lot more food. That's gonna be fun. Not terribly debilitating, but annoying. Oh yeah. It's also going to give me a perpetual -5 sick mood debuff. Fun. I'm already in minor break territory. I don't know if there's anything I can do to, well... Oh yeah, also serious pain. So this illness is giving me -15 in total, which is nothing to sneeze at. However, during my night owl hours, that should offset it, I think. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm in a rough spot because I should be asleep. However, my food is down, and because of these worms, probably going to be malnourished by the time I wake up, so I should get some food before then. Trying to find a decently grown set of berries. There's a bunch on the corner, or on the side of the map here. Actually, yeah, good. Harvest all of them. Yes, yes. This could be a problem, but... freaking cut all of them, god dang it. Go and eat these. Then haul these back on your way. On your way back, there we go. Now sleep. No idea, Mark. Of course, despite having a snack before heading back, I'm already ravenously hungry. In fact, yeah, I don't need to be asleep. Go ahead and wake up and consume the berries. When your food goes down to the bottom, you start getting this malnutrition thing. That percentage will go up slowly. When it hits 100%, you die of starvation. So, having an empty stomach is not the end of the world, but it's going to be not good for you. Malnutrition, of course, comes with its own set of debuffs, including an increased hunger rate, and it will go down over time if you have food in your stomach, rather than going away instantly. It is now summer. Your food crops won't grow when the winds are cold. You mean the berry bushes? Oh, what the heck? Oh, I guess the gutworms make me vomit sometimes. That's fun. I finished the walls. Hooray. Unfortunately, building a structure that's just walls doesn't exactly help me, so I also have to research doors. Yup. However, once that... whoops. Didn't want to click on the world tab. Once that's done, though, I'll have an enclosed space, so that should solve a few of my problems. Clean the vomit. There we go. Surprisingly, researching next to a pile of vomit is not exactly comforting. Hello. We have a transport pod crash. So that means somebody has just crashed in a transport pod. Wow. Wouldn't you know it? We have Mohawk, a space refugee. Really strong melee skill. In fact, those are pretty good skills all around. Does not like social, intellectual, or artistic work, but that's fine. Pardon me. Minor flame and passion in plants, that's nice. Lazy. But you are tough. So basically, this guy is just a wall of muscle. And that's not the worst thing in a situation like this. So, when you get people crashing down like this, you can take them in, patch up their injuries. They'll usually have a bunch of injuries. This guy's going to bleed out in 13 hours. If you do rescue them, they have a chance of joining you and becoming controllable. I might try that. However, that's going to increase the amount of food I need to gather, though having one person to gather food and one person to research is the ideal early situation, I think. So, I don't know, I might just go for it. And, you know, having a big beat stick in the way of me and some raider is probably not a bad idea. Alright, so here's how I'm going to do this. Create a sleeping spot right next to him. Set that for medical. I will have Blah rescue Mohawk. He's going to run over and pick him up, put him in that spot. I guess I have some more medicine. I do. So I'm running back to grab that. I don't want to do that, though, because I want to tend to him right now. And it's just bleeding. Should be fine. No medicine. So just tend to him. He's now no longer bleeding, which is good. He does have some other injuries, which I can tend to. In fact, might as well do that. The only thing, he's got an old gunshot in his head, which is giving him increased pain, and also a bad back. Reduced movement and manipulation. That's a little bad, but hey, beggars can't be choosers at this point, really. Yeah, definitely not the worst you could possibly be in this situation. He must have gotten lucky. Anyway, I'm not going to leave him out here. I basically just put that spot there so I can tend to him right away. I am instead going to move him into our shelter. I think if I set that to medical, I can then move him all the way back. Though I'm going to want to gather food right away, I think. Yeah, because I'm already eating some for myself. Oh, yeah. it would be time for me to sleep. However, Mohawk does not have gut worms, so I think he'll be fine overnight, or over day, in my case. So then, we will wait until I wake up. On that note, I'm going to want to take a quick break. I need to use the bathroom. So, I will be back shortly. About 30 minutes, or 30 seconds to a minute. So, until then, enjoy the ad. Okay. Which was it again? There we go. Alright. I got messaged in Discord. Oh, yeah. Someone pitched an idea to me. I might look into that. Anyway. Back to game. Oh. Well, alright, that was easy. Right after I paused, Mohawk has decided to join me. Cool. And because I have more than one colonist, I am now being prompted to name my faction and settlement. Well, any ideas? I usually just go with something like the Blah Shrug. Mark is your god. I'm probably going to be abandoning this place at some point. I got it. Pony hell. That's the best of both worlds, I think. So, Mohawk. Tetsuya Mohawk Ellington. I think that I will rename you. Hey Mark, you want to be Mohawk? Hopefully you survive for more than a couple of weeks in game. Age 52. Alright, Mark. Welcome to the colony. Which is now, I guess we can now consider it a colony because it is more than one person. So, are you hungry? Yeah, quite a bit. Let's see here. I want to go ahead and set these to high priority. Mark is a good doctor, actually. Good to know. Maybe bed rest is a good idea for now. You have a major passion in handling, so I'm going to let you train that skill. Probably at a 2. Hunting as well. Eventually, once we actually get ranged weapons. Yeah, it is surprisingly, it makes a surprising amount of sense. Since you hate researching, I'm going to make myself the researcher and you the gatherer, I think. Might result in a net loss since your skill at the moment is low, but that will change once you get trained. There's a dead fox over here. All of its limbs, its tail, and its head were all bitten off, so it's just a fox torso. Good. This is fine. I blame the cougar. Oh, here's a bunch of berries. Quite a good amount. All right. I'm going to let Mark heal up, so I'm just going to go and harvest those myself. Once I wake up here in a moment. In fact, yeah, that's going to be in an hour. So that I'm not hating myself for being awake at this time. Where were the berries? Yeah, those are the berries I found. I want to go cut those. Gonna nom those. What berries? I have 2 berries, that's not gonna help. Blot is a Z. What? All the berries. Sometimes a little micromanagement is necessary to make your... Oh, that's not good. Mark has an infection in his leg. Great. So infections are a thing. If you have an open wound, it can get infected. And if that infection percentage, where you can see that next to infection minor, if that reaches 100%, you're dead. However, you're slowly building up an immunity to that, so you want the immunity percentage to reach 100% before the infection percentage does. And once that happens, the infection percentage will start going down until it goes away entirely. Medicine helps with that significantly. So once I bring the berries back, I'm going to start tending to Mark. Prioritize tending. I know you're hungry. But Mark is gonna die. And I just tended my own gut worms again. Alright, so let's take a look. Looks like the infection is in fact going... or the immunity is going quite well. So he'll live. It's not going to be pleasant though. And it might still be kind of a stretch, because I will have to tend again in 8 hours. Great. And now there's a heat wave again, except this time I have an injured colonist to tend to. Well, it's not going to ramp up right away, so I'll have some time, but hopefully by that point Mark won't be too injured. It really is. Also, hey Amber. What? Also, currently I am cheering up patient Mark. I believe this is how you boost recreation for a bedridden patient. Since I'm researching right next to him, we're gonna strike conversations, get to know each other a little bit, hopefully survive this hell. It's starting to get hot. So, here's how heat stroke works. It kind of has the same percentage mechanics that you've seen, that I've told you about from malnutrition, infection, etc., where it'll slowly go up. In the gear tab, it tells you what your comfortable temperature range is, and if it goes too far beyond that, you get hypothermia or heat stroke respectively. And that is another percentage that will slowly build up. And if that reaches 100%, you dead, son. Obviously, to prevent that, you can either get better clothing or go into a safe temperature. Neither of which are options at the moment. Mark, of course, has a better range than I do because he's got this jumpsuit. Unfortunately, no clothing to share with Blah. Just a single jumpsuit. So we are, in fact, going to have to move. And this time, I'm not opening the Ancient Danger, I don't care what you say. Hopefully we can survive here long enough for Mark to become fully healed of all his physical injuries. And at that point, we'll be able to move. Or at least I'll feel comfortable doing so. Gonna want to pick up some more medicine, though, because I will need to tend to the infection again soon. Here's a good set of berries. In fact, I think research is kind of going to have to take a back seat for a moment. I said... Oh, right. He's going to sleep. Oh, it's already over 100 right now. Nobody has heat stroke yet, but it's going to happen soon. There it is. Heat stroke initial. It doesn't affect you too badly right off the bat, but you can definitely feel it. Of course, Mark doesn't have it yet because he's got better protection. Alright. Screw the night owl bonus. Let's get some berries and then get the heck out of here. And also some of this medicine, I think. So that I can tend to Mark. There we go. Alright, nice. 52%. Pretty good. I think Mark will live. I hope. And with that... Oh, gotta feed Mark, too. There. Despite being iron-willed, my mood is tanking really fast. For various reasons. Mark is doing surprisingly better than I am. Might have something to do with the fact that he's not naked. Alright, I might just have to go ahead and pack up and leave. Yeah. I'm gonna make a quick save first, though. Alright. Basically, I just need to be anywhere but here. So I might just go to this tile. Gonna have to leave Pony Hill already. Unfortunately. Gonna bring the musk ox wool. The steel slag chunk is the remains of the transport pod that Mark crashed in. Don't need to haul that with us. Well, might as well. We can eventually smelt this down into actual steel, which we can use to build things. Yes. Mark was a recruit, in fact, from a crashed transport pod. There are various ways you can get more members. That is one of them. I think that'll do it. Alright. So just go here and accept. Now to find out if I'm correct about the thing. I'm going all the way up here to pick up that chunk. I'm a bit tired, but this is fine. Leaving the map. And it doesn't take them long to get into this square. So then from here, I can abandon our old settlement. It is now an abandoned settlement. There's not much here anyway. Then I can settle right here. New map. New rules. Actually, the rules are pretty much the same. Alright, here we are. There is no heat wave here. So good, this was a good move. In fact, the only move I could have done. So it's not a whole lot different. It looks like we've got some like swampland over here. Some more ruins. Any other ancient dangers? None that I can see. Unless this is somehow one, but it's a little small. Oh yeah, you know it. Yep. Infection 53, immunity 70. So pretty sure you're good. So far, yeah. That will change though. Okay, we need to probably go here, I think. As our starting shelter. Sounds about right. Because this map was just initialized, I think... Oh, actually. Never mind, these berries are mostly grown. So let's just set up in here, I think. Sleeping spots. Stockpile. I'll make the thinking spot. right here. This nice little corner. Very nice. Very organized. So, I guess we need to go get some food. Might as well grab as much as we possibly can. Mark is going for a walk instead of gathering food. Good. Get up there, you idiot. Actually, is there any food nearby where you are? Not really. Couple of bushes, but nothing really worth traveling that much distance for. So his moving is a bit poor right now because he's got a... Well, actually, it's always going to be a bit poor because of his bad back, which makes him not exactly ideal for gathering plants, but... Oh well. I'm kind of in a bad mood right now, so he will have to do. His tending is expired. The actual tending lasts a bit longer, but tending has not expired. I can just tend him now if I wanted, which probably should as soon as possible. I'm malnourished. Gut worms are no joke. Go eat the berries. My mood is going to improve a little bit. Any heal root nearby? Gonna need a couple of those. Oh, nice. Go grab that. Medical emergency. Oh. Health tab. There we go. His infection is now extreme, but his immunity is at 98, so I don't think I even need to tend to him right now. Okay, I can't tend to myself anyway. It does say he needs it, but his immunity is still going to go up. It's going to be slower, but it will, in fact, go to 100. I'm going to let myself walk to get my recreation up. Yep, he now has immunity. I can no longer tend to him if I wanted to, but that is not going to matter. Infection will go down, and he will live. Wow, there's like no berries on this side of the map. Couple. Let me see here. Some over on here. I guess we just picked a bad map for berries. We'll figure something out. Now he's going to run all the way up here to get that berry. Hey. Did this turtle eat the berries? Because that is marked as harvest, and I have not harvested it. Alright, 6 berries. Good. Go home and sleep. It's going to be a bit of a struggle just to get enough food to feel comfortable at this point, but hopefully that will change. His leg is nearly healed. And there we go. Fully healed. I mean, aside from the old gunshot, the bad back, and the infection, but you know. Hauling that medicine I forgot about. Oh, yeah. I need to build a roof over this area. Alright, Mark is now idle, meaning I have no tasks queued for him. Let's find some berries. Oh, here's a decent patch of them. And some up there too. Alright. Alright, so both of us are now going to engage the berries. Also, we've got a mega sloth over here. They're harmless, but they... darn, do they look intimidating. Did you just leave? No, you got him. Okay. Here's a few. Wow, alright. God dang it. Is that all the berries you had? Oh, there's some here too. Mark needs to train himself in plants. He is level 2 now. That's good. Oh, apparently I missed a bush. Alright, we got a nice stockpile of berries. That'll last us like a day. Ooh, an aurora. So as long as people are outside, which this is, in fact, outside, I think. I mean, you know, outdoors. Then they'll get a mood boost from seeing the aurora. That's nice. Pretty sizable boost at that. He is now treating his gutworms. And back to learning how doors work. Alright, we're in a good spot for now. The infection is at 15%. Mark's gonna fulfill his needs of recreation. Alright. Let's go look for some more berries. Lol 69. Oh, here we go. So, I'm now going to set my research at 1, and Mark is going to go harvest the berries while I research. Hopefully I don't break down in the process. Eat the berries. Okay. Dang it. So, I'm throwing a tantrum. Which means I'm going to start smashing some stuff, and the only stuff that's around that I can smash are these, this pile of wool and the berries, of course. Fun. Nothing I can do about that, just let him vent his anger, I guess. I don't know if this matters, but I am going to claim the walls, because they technically weren't mine. This means that he should target the walls, maybe, sometimes, instead of the important stuff, I hope. I mean, yeah, that's kind of true to my character, I suppose. Honestly, I don't care too much if he completely destroys the muskox wool, because I can't really use it at the moment. Now he's banging on the walls. Mark is harvesting the berries that will keep us alive. Okay, yeah, he seems more focused on the walls. That's good. So I'll just let him vent that out. Mark collected a few berries. Looks like he got 25. Alright, he's done. Good. So this will give him a catharsis bonus, which is a nice plus 40 to mood. That should hopefully keep him from breaking down again anytime soon. The walls are thrashed, though. Well, actually not really. They just kind of look thrashed. Hey Mark, you could try going into Do Not Disturb mode. So any more berries I can run and grab? Here's some. While things are calm, this is basically going to be my game. Getting berries with Mark, researching with Blah, and hoping that whatever happens next is not going to immediately make things bad. Alright. Oh, wait. Might as well harvest these too. Alright, he botched a few of those. Bringing back 21 more. Oh, hey. Let's leave that one, but we'll get this one. Dang it. Well, he is training his skill, anyway. Alright. Oh yeah, buffalo. Where'd they go? Oh, yeah. Bison. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Yes, good. Vomit. Yes, right under your feet. Perfect. He is perfectly happy, though. That's all that matters. God, I'm gonna be so happy when these finally go away. uh. Alright, about 2/3 of the way to doors. Time to get some more berries. Here's a bunch. Too bad, that's where the thinking spot is. Pretty close to level 3 in plants. Yeah, just use the wool to clean up all my vomit. Yeah, that's a good use for it. While we're doing this, we might as well go ahead and start getting some wood, since we're going to need that soon. And this also trains Mark's plant skill. Yeah, he's just chopping down trees with his bare hands. He is that muscular. Alright, nice. Got a pile of wood. I mean, as long as we still got berries, might as well keep doing that. Trees work the same way. They've got, you know, X amount grown. And the more grown, the more wood. Which is why I'm hunting down the ones that are the most grown. Probably fine. God dang it, Blah, you sleep there. Pretty close. Oh, and now we get to name this settlement. Yeah, it's the worms. I feel like this is appropriate. This community is now known as Worm Chunks. And we have a meteorite. It's a lump of jade. Neat. Also, some berries here that I missed. Not very well grown, though. I might keep that jade in mind. Or promptly forget about it. Going for a walk at night. See if we can finish that door research. Getting there. Once we have that finished, we can actually enclose this space and then start getting the buffs associated with that. Alright. Time to get some more berries. 67. Oh, here we go. I guess I'll take that. I'll just queue up whatever I can find, to be honest. Nice. Alright, that'll do for now. Yeah, I'll let you watch some clouds. I just queued it up without interrupting his task. Doors are complicated, okay? Well, don't just leave these berries sitting there. Gonna have to watch Mark for a second. No, or you could just eat the berries. One of the two. Hey! We finished doors. Beautiful. I can now build walls and doors. So, put some of that wood to use. And they both kind of suck at constructing, so hopefully we won't waste too many materials. And the door. Nice. Forget the bush, just go ahead and start prioritize building the roof. And here. There we go. This space is now indoors. Aw, yeah. Go to sleep in that nice pile of vomit there. Oh, God. So what next? May want to start on crafting. The ability to actually make things is not a bad idea. Or start on herbalism so I can grow food and not have to worry about running all over the map. Oh shoot, sorry Wombat. I'll clean that up for you. In fact, it looks like Mark is already on it. There we go. Yeah, I'll try not to talk about it so much from now on. Kind of low on berries around here. I could always try to punch squirrels, but I mean, Mark does have a really high melee skill, so who knows? Yeah, probably. The main the main thing about the squirrel incident that I talked about is I had to tend to myself and I didn't have medicine. Those are both penalties on the success rate of the infection. Yeah, I might just have to start beating up small animals. Oh, well, here's a few berries. I might just have to start settling for lower percentages of berries. Doesn't help that the designated gatherer is low on plant skill. Yeah, botched. Botched. A caravan is approaching. An animal herder, huh? We don't have a whole lot to trade, but it might be worth looking into. What's Mark's social skill? 0. Good. Neither of us are at all competent in trading. I'm sure this will turn out just fine. I might be able to sell the wool, who knows. It's worth a look. I'm glad they sent a whole caravan to my tiny settlement that isn't even... That's just one structure. Alright, they will in fact buy the wool, and they can buy wood too. They don't have much to sell, though. I could buy kibble. Oh, God. Kibble is good for animal feed. Humans can eat it, but they get a massive mood penalty from it, so probably not worth it. However, they do have some silver. So I could sell the wool for silver and then use that to maybe purchase stuff from other traders. Silver is the currency in the Rimworlds. And yes, you can just straight up mine money. Of course, I think the wool is not going to sell for much because it's damaged. I don't know if it's worth selling it then. They will buy wood, though. I mean, I can get more wood. Maybe not the worst idea. I can also buy cloth. Kind of expensive, though, for my current budget. In fact, yeah, it's not worth it. No, 0. Yeah, surprisingly enough, Pichu. I'll just sell the wood, get some silver off of it, and then maybe use that in future trades. There it is. And doing a successful trade, they might actually leave a gift for us, too. Which could be something useful. But that will be when they leave. So... maybe it is time to start thinking about punching some squirrels. The only problem is I can't butcher them, so I have to eat them as corpses, which is not very fun. Block could probably handle that, Mark probably can't. Well, maybe. It would displace the hungry debuff there. Eh. I mean, I already have worms, yeah. Oh, that's a nearly full bush. I could probably survive on berries for a little bit longer, but if I start getting malnourishment and just having to peck and hunt for all these berries, might have to think about doing something different. I don't know exactly what domesticated herbalism gives me compared to agriculture. We'll see, though. Either way, I need to research this before I can do much in that field. Oh, no. A psychic drone? So that just basically gives you a flat minus 12 as long as this event lasts. To both of my colonists. And I can't do anything about that. It's not... not going to bode well long term. And Mark just got food poisoning. Great. I was wondering when this was going to happen. Alright, this is... if it's not one thing, it's another. I would be happy to be colorful about the description of what both of our colonists are going through right now, but Wombat would not appreciate that. So yeah, food poisoning sucks, can't tend to it, it gives you debuffs, and in some cases just makes you collapse outright, as is the case with Mark just now. However, I have discovered a bunch of new berries over here. Alright. You're gonna be fine. It's just gonna be very hard to do anything for a little bit. Gonna have Blob bring him back. He's not happy about that. But, I'll wait a little bit and then... Oh! They left me a gift of 3 medicine. And that's regular industrial medicine and not herbal medicine, which is good. That's better. We might need that. Alright, I'm going to queue up these berry bushes. I'm just going to let Mark rest. Yeah, he's bed resting. So as soon as Blah wakes up, he can go get those berries, and hopefully we don't starve for another couple days. Unfortunately, I do not have the research to make graves yet. Alright, yeah, it's 20 hours, we can wake up. Harvest all the berries. haul them back also. I might just break soon. Don't have that catharsis anymore. Oh yes, the drone is ending. Nice. Are you kidding me? Another heat wave. I think it helps a little bit. Actually, you know, I can research the passive cooler without needing the research bench. That's like the one research I get from vanilla, which this might be the reason. So the passive cooler, basically you just turn wood into cooling temperatures, and because I now have an enclosed space, that works. That is able to function. So I'm just going to switch to that cooler. Hopefully I can get that researched. Blosmood is now safe. Mark can walk again, though... Oh, he's recovering from food poisoning. Nice. He's still going to be super slow, though. His movement speed is 18%. And he's going out to harvest some berries. Let's not do that. Instead, let's get some more wood. We're going to need that to build the cooler here in a moment. Or, actually no, haul the medicine inside. I just had a single berry. Alright, here's a tree. Go harvest that. It is in fact cooler inside than outside. But that's going to change when it gets super hot. You might be, who knows? Oh, Mark is back to normal speed. Nice. We're gonna need that. This bush is kind of out of the way. Let's cancel that for now. Oh, nice. Here's a bunch. In fact, you know what? You know, now that we have the good medicine, that might play a significant role in helping Blah with the gutworms. 10 quality, 75%. Not bad. I'm probably starving, yeah. Can I feed Blah? No. He has to feed himself. That's fine. Gravity or dominoes? What? I don't think so. What are you doing? Pick those up. Fool. They do, yeah. Hello. Alright, so here's what I was talking about. We got a wild man. Hyun. Really good offensive skills, really good social. He's very neurotic. And psychically sensitive. Alright. So, a psychic drone would just destroy this guy. He hates plant work, which is just fine. We got two decently capable plant guys. In order to recruit him, I need to tame him. And that requires my animal skill of 6. Basically, I just have to give him some berries, pat him on the head a few times. He might join us. He's also 56. Yeah, Pichu would be appropriate, if not for the fact that he is an old man. End-world urchin. He became a transport captain, and now, for some reason, he's a wild man on this Rimworld. Who knows? Oh, okay, you're 52, that's appropriate. You're the old samurai guy. Pichu, however. Who knows? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. As of right now, we're kind of having trouble getting all the berries we need, so I'm just going to leave him for now. Maybe once I get the agriculture going. Oh shoot, I forgot about the heat wave. It's going to be a stretch. I'm already at 22%. Well, there you go. I might just have to leave? Maybe the next map will be better for berry gathering anyway. But I'm pretty close. I might just stick this out. I'll make another save. I don't expect to be wiped out, but you never know. Blah basically needs to spend his entire time on research. I need 50 wood total for the cooler when that comes up. So I'm just going to queue up some more trees. Compulsion? Blah is obsessively cleaning his surroundings with little regard for his own well-being. So basically... Alright. I'm just going to start cleaning everything. And not stop until I pass out. Which is going to be a while. Great. And your research was going to keep us alive. Am I going to have to put Mark on research? He hates it. He does have a 4 in the skill, though. Yeah, I might just have to do that. Yes, yes. Alright. I had a mental break, so I can't research, and I have to put Mark on research even though he hates it. That is what is happening. At least this is one of the most productive mental breaks you could possibly have. though there's nothing left to clean. Mm. Oh, hey, it's actually getting cooler. I think that might have been because of the because it was night. Forget cutting the tree. We need to finish that research. Alright, so for now he's got a -5 buff of the D kind. Oh, hey. Blah's done. Being an obsessive maniac. That's good. Alright. 10 more points of research left. And a transport pod has crashed. We have Cardinal, a blacksmith. Yeah, really good crafting skill. Appropriate. Decent social. He's greedy, and he's a slowpoke. But he is sanguine, which means he's got a permanent +12 to his mood. He too hates intellectual. But those are some decent skills. Also, mining is nice. He is also unaffiliated, so he could very well join us. And he's 47. He's got a bite scar on his right leg, but is otherwise decently healthy. Gonna die in 6 hours, though. Since Mark's right here... yeah, I'm gonna rescue him. Oh, he's also got... he's got a plain leather pelt coat, plain leather button-down shirt, and cloth pants. So that's... I could have him give the coat to Blah, and then Blah won't be naked. I could let him die, but nah. Alright, let's move him inside, where it's going to be slightly cooler. Also, we're super close to that research. What's our health at? Still minor heat stroke. I think it's pretty close to serious, though. Can I... Can I wake Blah up and then have him quickly finish the research? There we go. Got it. Passive cooler. For 50 wood, cools a room slowly. Slowly is better than noli. And there we go. The room is slowly cooling down. Thanks, Wombat. Alright. I will now put my schedule back on. We are going to live. It's about time. And right as I get into serious heatstroke territory, both of us, in fact, though we need food. And I need to get the research, the herbalism research going again. Who knows? Okay, berries. We need berries. Only problem is people still have heat stroke, so we want to stay in cool temperature for a little bit. Unfortunately, we're going to starve in the meantime. Not much we can do about that. Okay, yeah, it's going down rapidly now. Alright, Mark should be fine to venture out for a little bit. Let's get some berries. As many as you possibly can. And I'm going to want to micromanage a tiny bit. Oh, joy. First red letter event is a manhunter pack. It's a manhunting monkey. Definitely not the worst. And it's one single monkey, too. Thankfully, Mark has an 8 or a 14 in melee, so he should be able to just... He's also tough, so he should be able to just beat the monkey to death. Hopefully. Here's hoping. Nice. Mark destroyed the monkey's left middle toe. Just thought you should know that. Obliterated, in fact. Mark, he just got punched a few times. He will be fine. This game gets pretty specific with its descriptions. Mark smashed the monkey with his powerful right fist with his powerful right fist, bashing his torso. The monkey smashed Mark in the right leg. The monkey smashed Mark, bruising his left foot. Mark obliterated the monkey's left middle toe. The monkey stumbled. Mark hit the monkey with a slam from his left fist, bashing his torso and rib cage. The monkey expired. Nice. So now we have a fresh monkey corpse. Might want to take that back as a backup, if nothing else. Oh yeah, undraft. Keep cutting bushes. Perfect. Alright, we got a few berries. Oh wait, hang on. Maybe don't use the big strong medicine for monkey fist bruises. Yep, Blah's hungry. Thanks to the gutworms. Hungry. I'm very hungry. Give me the berries. We really are. So, Cardinal slowly healing up. Might be a minute before he gets to be conscious again. Oh. Here's this event. Alright, so this is like... I'm pretty sure this is a scripted event that happens like every single time you play the game. But basically, you get contacted by a friendly AI at the location of a fully built starship. Right here. It's always like a pretty large distance away from your colony, but if you can make it there, boot up the starship, survive the raids that are going to happen when you do that, you can actually use that to leave and win the game. I'm not going to be able to make it there, so not going to try that. Where did Mark go? Oh yeah, harvesting more berries. That's pretty important. And now I'm running all the way out to harvest some of the berries that Mark picked. Whoa! Mark is throwing a tantrum because he was recreation starved. All because you couldn't take a break from picking berries to go walk or watch clouds. Good job. Yeah, that is the color-coded mood bar mod. If it's green, you're fine. If it's yellow, low chance of breaking, but you're probably fine. If it's red, yeah, get ready. There he goes. He's beating on the walls. And he's done. Cool. Oh, the heat wave's over. Nice. Still pretty hot outside, though, because it's summer. But people aren't going to get heat stroke immediately. So that's great. Anyway, that event was harmless ultimately, and it gives him a catharsis, so I am perfectly happy about it. Perfectly alright. Ooh, Cardinal joined us. Nice. So, we need to name him. So he's a blacksmith. He's gonna have a kind of a low mood because of his greediness. He wants a really impressive bedroom. That's not gonna happen for a while, so we're gonna have to deal with a -8. However, he's sanguine, so that kind of neutralizes it. He hates intellectual. Blacksmith. High crafting. Decent melee. Like, pretty dang good. And also a miner. So, who wants to be this lad? Also, lose the coat. Blah. Wear the coat. And now you are no longer naked. God dang it. As soon as something good happens, something bad has to happen, and I just got food poisoning. Eventually, we'll be able to grow and cook food, and food poisoning will be a thing of the past. But until then, gonna have to wait a while. So it's good that we got someone who's decent at mining and constructing, because now I'm gonna want to start building more structures. One thing that'll help is separate bedrooms for each colonist, because as of now, they're getting a barrack, mediocre barrack, which means they have to share the room with everybody, and that's making them sad. So if they had their own room, that would go away. Also, the disturbed sleep debuffs would pretty much be a thing of the past. Why am I over here? Well, it's going to take him a bit to recover anyway. So we'll probably just let him recover while we get more berries. Okay. So, in contrast to the Psychic Drone, there's also a random event that gives you a Psychic Soothe, which is exactly the opposite. That's a plus 16 for everybody. Very nice. No complaints here. But yeah, currently the only male who is active in chat is you, Mark, so... Good question. I now have major food poisoning, which I could probably collapse at any moment. Despite that, I'm going over to eat some berries. Also, Hyun is still here. I completely forgot about him. He's alive. Looks like he ate a corpse at some point. Might still try to recruit him eventually, but not now. 3 is more than enough. I mean, yeah. Though the thing that's preventing me from doing that is he hates intellectual work. So, not Kyle or Kale. Okay, Mark is getting some much needed recreation in. Good idea. Meanwhile, I'm going to attempt to haul these berries back despite my illness. Alright, Mark, you're probably fine. Go pick up the berries that you left all over the map. You know what? I'll just leave his name the way it is for now. I can always change it later. Dear Lord. Look at all these massive debuffs. I'm gonna just collapse. And I did. I just now, like, just as I said that, I did, in fact, collapse. Fun. Alright, Cardinal, you can walk. Go pick me up. What are you doing? Okay, so he stole the berries that I spent so much effort hauling back. Of course. There we go. At least we're getting something. Alright, so I am moderately malnourished. Maybe I should be fed. I can feed myself. There we go. Things are slowly going back to normal now. By which I mean... whatever you call normal in a game like this. And we need yet more berries. The more berries, the better. Really. Wait, what? Really? Also, Pichu, we got this guy. Do you want to be him? Considering there's, you know, no one else to be at the moment. Except for this wild naked man running around stealing all my berries. Can't name him, though. Well, fair enough. Blah's already almost starving again. God dang, when are these gutworms gonna just leave? How are you doing food-wise? Oh, you're nearly starving also. I'm just gonna put Blah on hauling duty too. Or plant getting duty, gathering. That's a word. At this rate, I might very well die first. Look at that. Someone who's actually good at getting berries is getting berries. The things I have to do. To stay alive. There we go. Holy crap. That's a whole stack of 75. For once, our food situation isn't critical. Who would have thought? Yeah, what happens when you die? You just stop existing. Wait, Pixel's here. Where? Alright, there's the next gut. Oh my god! My gut worms are gone! Holy crap! And we have visitors. Nah. Well, they have some stuff to trade, so I might as well take a look. Cardinal has some existent social skills, so I'll have him do the negotiations. Probably still an improvement over the 0. Okay, they've got some pemmican, which is a type of food that is made for travel, like a kind of a primitive food, but it spoils very slowly. Some herbal medicine, some wine, and a silver iqua. That is super expensive. I'm not even going to be able to think about buying that. However, the wine... I can buy one wine if I want. I should probably just buy the pemmican. And also, Pichu is not wrong. Let's see, how much pemmican can I buy? $34 units. Not bad, but not great. I mean, better than having the silver sitting around doing nothing. And they won't buy anything that I own. So there we go, a little bit more food. Alright. I guess now I want to start working on those buildings. Probably. So, one thing we can do with these ruins that we don't want to use, we can deconstruct them, and that will yield the stone bricks, which we can then use to build other stuff. And we can do that with the floor, too. And that's what we're going to do, I think. Be the easiest way to get materials. So let's just start queuing up all this stuff to be deconstructed. It is of no use to us out here. Mark can help with that, and so can Mr. Man Cardinal. You know, when they're not sleeping. Because it's night. There goes the Psychic Soothe. Cardinal has tattered apparel. Yeah. If your apparel is less than 50% in durability, it is considered tattered and gives you a mood debuff. However, it's less than it's less than the debuff that you get if you're naked, so better than nothing. Not going to have him throw off his pants anytime soon. We've got domesticated herbalism. Now, before I choose the next research project, I'm going to see what that gives me. Probably just plants in growing zone? Let me just see here. Okay. I can plant Devil Strand? Also, very good. So, I can plant grapes, Devil Strand, which is kind of mushroom, several kinds of flowers, heel root, and strawberry plants. I think if I can grow strawberries, might be a good idea. I guess the agriculture gives you access to the more traditional crops, which would be rice, corn, potatoes, those, which are technically better, but hey, strawberries are good. I will plant those. So, probably going to want a good-sized growing zone. Like, let's say that, and then we'll plant strawberries. Potatoes Jr. Gotta refuel that cooler. Blah is now getting to work sowing the strawberries. Unfortunately, Mark does not have the skill to do that yet, but he's getting there. Now, I've never planted strawberries before, so I don't know anything about them, like how fast they grow, how much you get out of it. Still, gonna be an improvement over just picking berries. Speaking of which, some right over here. Mark looks like he's been faithfully deconstructing some of these walls. I don't know, actually. Maybe they do. Great. Both Mark and Blah are now sick from flu. What good timing that was. And they can die from it if they don't get good enough treatment. So we're going to want to pick some herbal medicine. I shouldn't have used the good medicine that we got to treat the gut worms. That was a misplay. There wasn't really any need for that. I guess it would have just taken longer. Alright, forget the sandstone. Go get some heel root. And we need to fix being sick. Thankfully, Mark has a decent medical skill, so this might work out. And Blah's isn't too bad either. They can tend to each other. Quality 24%. That's not great. Gonna get fed. Alright. Now you go get some heel root. Mark now needs at least good medicine. Ah, pardon me. We've got a mad bison. That's not going to be as easy to beat down as a monkey. I don't know. It just suddenly got angry. Well, we don't exactly have the means to fight it, so one thing that you can do with manhunters is just get everyone into shelter. They can't, like, break down... Well, they can break down doors, but that's only if they see you go into them. Otherwise, they'll just wander around and tire themselves out. Apparently farming is... They just don't like farming. Alright, where is that bison? Here it is. I can't see its needs, which isn't helpful, but what I can do is... Oh, geez, it's going to starve us out, isn't it? Alright. I have basically no chance of fighting it. So here's one thing I can do. Make a new area. Cover only our interior. Set everybody restricted to that area. This should buy some time. So now they cannot leave the room. What? Not one in-game hour later, I have a yak self-tamed? Are we gonna have to... Okay, I now have a tamed yak. Are we just gonna have to do yak versus bison? Is that how this is gonna go down? Except no. The only problem is the yak will not, or the bison will not attack the yak because it's a manhunter, so it only hunts man. Yak is not man, and yak won't attack bison because it's tame. It's not like trained to attack, so can't really do much with that, unfortunately. Now we just have a yak. So, new area. The yak will be able to roam everywhere except for my strawberry patch. By clicking invert, I can do that. So basically, the entire map is now able to be roamed by the yak except for this square. The yak should graze, and it can keep itself alive that way. Oh! It grows wool too, so I can shear it at some point for materials. Alright. So once the bison runs out of energy, it's gonna go to sleep and it will stop being a manhunter. Until then, we have to survive inside. There's our yak. The yak needs a name. What do we name the yak? And of course, some of the berries that we just got are, Hyun is stealing them. Kenny the Yak. Perfect. Oh, here we go. So, I'm not sure what we're going to do about food during this yak attack, or this bison attack. And I don't know exactly how long it's going to take. Oh, wait, never mind. There it goes. It is now asleep. We're good. Here I thought I was going to have to just hold out for a siege, like... Wait. You tending to your flu? Yeah, I guess you are. Speaking of which... Okay, Mark's immunity is definitely going up faster than his flu. For now, but barely. Blaz, it looks like it's neck and neck. I will not have you tend to yourself. Do need some more berries for the time being. God dang it, Hyun! You kidding me? Kinda just want to kill this guy. Just have Mark beat him up. Certainly not doing us any favors. Alright, eat that food while Mark is malnourished, and so is Cardinal. Good. Hopefully when the strawberries grow, then we won't have to worry about it anymore. They're at 14 now. Why is it so cold? It's summer and it's 47 degrees. I mean, it is 6 in the morning, but like, what? Alright, harvest any and all berry bushes that we can. Oh yeah. I need to get Blah into bed so that Mark can treat him. But first, get the heal root. Okay, yes, his immunity is in fact progressing faster than the flu, but barely. I feel like this is going to be a theme. Alright, 23% versus 30%. Mark is still malnourished. Okay, maybe I won't do that diamond. Okay, well, we need to just get more berries in. At the very least, I can give him a few berries. I guess it was just morning. Cardinal is almost completely healed. All right, Mark. Take that off so that he goes and harvests berries. He's actually getting some skill. You know, I should tell the yak to not go inside the house. No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to get some more heal root. How long does it take before you have to treat the flu again? It's like once or twice a day. This is going to be a process. Cardinal's fully healed. Excellent. So now he's going to watch the sunset. You do you. You have 0 medical skill, so once this flu progresses to the point where these two can no longer do much of anything, I'm kind of afraid that I won't be able to give them the proper care that they need. We'll see, though. I'm going to go ahead and make a save now. Because we're going to want an earlier save, I think, if the flu does... Well, even if the flu wipes us out, it won't wipe out Cardinal. He'll just be the sole hero. I hope that doesn't happen, but if it happens, we kind of have to roll with it. Oh yeah, Cardinal's been deconstructing some buildings. Helpful. Oh, It is now raining. Man, look at him go. Ah. There's Kenny, following Cardinal out here. I can now remove these floors, and that would be a lot more bricks. Alright, well, if you're on your way back, you might as well prioritize hauling some of these. That would have been humiliating. Oh, his recreation is kind of low. Burly. Huh. Oh boy. Looks like we have our first not so great pawn. She is a child star and an executive officer, and because of her background, she hates dumb labor, which is hauling and cleaning, and also doctoring. And because she hates dumb labor, she is really bad at doing it. So not ideal to have around, and the skills are nothing really great. Yeah, I don't think it's worth saving her. Unfortunately. So one thing you can do with folks like these, ideally, you want to strip them before they die. And I know that sounds bad, but if they die, their clothing becomes tainted, which means it gives a mood debuff if you wear it. And in this instance, you want to get, you want to make the most out of the resources that you have. Her clothing's actually pretty decent. And Blah is currently only wearing a coat at the moment, so... yeah. That's what we're doing. Alright, Cardinal, go strip this unfortunate female. Apparently the game didn't like that because I'm now getting a raid. Galana's Demons? That's the name of the pirate faction. Oh boy. Alright. 2 raiders. They have a mace and a knife. The mace guy is actually pretty decent at melee. Alright. So here's where things go get a little bit dicey. Because I have no weapons, and my best fighter is sick with the flu, Cardinal is okay, but I don't want to throw him against someone with an actual weapon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sick Kenny on them. Raiders will attack animals, so I can restrict the yak to a small area around my base so that the raiders fight the yak first. No, I cannot avoid them. They will either, they'll take the shortest path they can get to fight one of us. And if they have to break down a door, they will. I guess if I tried to run away from them long enough, they might decide to just steal what they can and leave. But that's effort and also dangerous, so I'm just going to try the yak. Actually, wait. Are they attacking immediately? Yes, they are. Sometimes they'll prepare for a while. These ones aren't. Gonna let Cardinal finish stripping. Go haul these clothes inside. Mark is way out here, going for a walk. Everyone get into bison time. And we need a new area. The yak will then beeline for that area once I assign it. Where are you? Way out there. On the off chance I do have to engage, though, I'm sure the yak will have weakened them significantly, but I can then I can actually equip a piece of wood as a weapon. Not great, but better than hands. Alright, the raiders are trying to chase down Mark, it seems. But he made it in time. Huh, they stopped. I do, in fact, want to kill them, though. Oh, they're going for the yak. Dang. Wow, I thought the yak would be more competent at fighting, but I guess not. Yeah, Kenny might just die here. Oh! Yeah, they're gonna try to break down the walls now. Alright. Well, Kenny got a bite off on Diogo here. Which, it's bleeding, but it's not fatal. Looks like Kenny just got beat to death. He's got one stab wound, but it's not it's also not crucial. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to engage. It's a yak, but it's a large animal. You would think that it could at least do something. Yeah. Alright. Equip wood. You too. Alright, I'm just gonna hope that raw numbers are on our side here. Uh... Yeah, I mean, that's probably... I think Kenny will live, but it's still relevant. Alright. You guys can step out now. We're doing this. Gang up on Vladislav here. He got dirt in his eyes. Mark kicked dirt in Vladislav's eyes. Nice. Alright, Cardinal's taking the brunt of the beating right now, but they're doing a number on him. Here comes the other guy, though. Aha! Looks like, yeah, Cardinal just struck him dead, and they're fleeing now, but I want that knife. Nice. Alright, we dealt with that one. And Diogo isn't even dead yet, so your gear is tattered, but we're stripping it anyway. We've got a knife and a mace. Significantly better weapons than wood. So I'm going to give Mark the mace. Cardinal gets the knife. I'm gonna want to make an animal sleeping spot so that I can at least haul Kenny into safety and then tend to him. Whew. That was fun. No, don't. Tend to Kenny first. Blah isn't as important. Okay, well. Actually, yeah. His immunity progressed quite a ways, so Blah's gonna be fine, for sure. Mark is not as good in a shape, but... Alright, yeah. Probably want to go ahead and tend to Blah, then. He'll be fine. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Death in 22 hours. Yeah, Oh, I had the strawberry plant selected. God dang it, I can't just have him go sleep. I should really just keep a stockpile of heal root, but, you know, with my guys being sick and being attacked, kind of difficult to set aside time for that. God dang it. Alright, no medicine then. I hope nobody. At least stop the bleeding. Blah got up just long enough to clean a little spot behind Mark and then went straight back to bed. We need to tend to these. And we don't have medicine. Why don't you go grab... Oh, right. There we go. What? Do not feed the dead corpse of the raider to Cardinal. What are you doing? Yeah, sometimes they do that. If you don't have food. Yeah, you really gotta watch them sometimes, or else they'll do things like that without you knowing, and that's a problem. Anyway. Alright, so everyone's either injured or sick. Not a lot of food. We've got a bunch of corpses laying around, blood everywhere. Strawberry plants are coming along, though. You know, just a normal day on the Rimworld. No big deal. I think it's pretty late. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Let me know what you think about this game. I'm definitely gonna revisit this colony at some point. Don't know when. I might make it into a main series, actually. Who knows? Otherwise, you can join us on Friday for some Metopia, Sunday if you want to watch some Tomodachi Life, as well as the new Chatlock run starting then. Be sure to follow if you haven't already. You can hang out with us on the Discord if you so choose, or YouTube for some past stream archives and the like. I did another stream on Rimworld, which you might be interested in. It was one of the first streams I ever did, so can't vouch for its quality, but, you know, if you're itching for more Rimworld content, there it is. And with that, yeah, I might just... I'll definitely think about it. But anyway, thanks again, everybody. I've been Blessavigui. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you in the future. Good night.